Always. Gloves. Hey, welcome to all you wonderful and distinguished YouTubers. I am getting ready to make some wedges. And what a better place to practice than in the comforts of your home. So, I'm going to start off just separating some wood. This is some very hard wood. I think it's known as muscle wood. I'm going to remove the tip of this one. Standing up made it a lot easier. So I have two pieces of wood here, and this is going to be the very first time that I have attempted to make wedges. And the reason that I'm making these wedges now before I go into the bush is because this is the first time I've ever made them, and I know it is time consuming. So if you are in the bush for a limited amount of time, and this is your first time, why not try it at home? So what I'm going to do is just tilt this. And I think in this case, I'm going to remove the lanyard. So you can get the idea of what I'm doing. So I'm going to wedge this down to like a 45-degree angle. I think I'll take this down a little more. Okay, and this is a good practice session. So I think since I am so used to the lanyard, that I am going to put the lanyard back onto the hatchet. Yeah guys, I've been using a lanyard ever since I've been bushcrafting. I've become so used to it, and it just adds better grip. To me, it's like secureness. And it's just paracord with a cord lock. And also look at it as a safety issue. So, I'm gonna grind this all the way down this side, come back to you when I start this side. This is the progress so far. I'm going to make this point, try to get it a little bit sharper. I'm just going to smooth this side off the sides to reduce friction when inserting. Getting there. This needs to be smoother here. Okay, I'm going to make this somewhat steeper. Get a knife and chamfer around the edges here, and then we'll continue. But this is a wedge that's going to be used to help me split a log of this size, just by inserting it into the crack. But I'm going to go and get a knife and come back and finish this, and I'll bring you along. All right, guys, so I'm almost there. So what I'm going to do now is use a Camilla's knife and try to touch it up. Well, I am going to touch it up. So what I'm going to do is just make sure just removing the bark off the side is just to help reduce the friction when splitting. Again, you can buy these tools, but it's good practice to try these in the event you are in the bush and you have to make one. So I think, again, the required tools are a good hatchet and a good carving knife. Okay, now I'm going to chamfer the edges here, because when you pound on it with a baton, you don't want this to just split. So I'm glad I chose this wood. It is some very, very hard wood. The knife that I'm using, again, is a Camilla's carbon steel bonded with titanium, hollow grind. Just more skills of bushcrafting. Just going to use the push method with the thumb. Using the tip of the knife. So guys, I'm going to finish chamfering this portion, and we're going to come back and look at the finished product so far. All right guys, this is the finished product. Let me just show it to you close up. Okay, you can see it close up here. And let me just put you in focus. Okay, you can see this close up now. And here again, practicing, learning and practicing. I think this is a pretty good wedge. It's long, it's like maybe 12 inches. I have chamfered the ends, and the only thing I'm going to improve on the next one is not to chip the edge here. But I think this is sufficient. So I'm going to make about 4 of these. And I'm going to start on this one. And I'm going to use the same process. So I'll be back with you. This will be one. I really look for straight pieces of wood when doing this. Alright guys, these are the next 3 that I'm going to make. So again, in the first one, I'm going to start off using the hatchet once again. So this is what I'm going to do to both sides. So this is how, again, how they're starting out. In sake of time, I'm going to bring you back when I have progressed much more on the second one. Starting out using the hatchet. Let's see, I'm using the hatchet and I will be using a knife. I'm going to see you shortly as progress progresses. Okay, so here is, it's basically complete. I'm going to use the knife for the remaining portion. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the knife. I'm going to use the knife portion to give me an angle of 0. So I'm going to bring this closer together, make it steeper. I'm going to bring you back right before the end of the product completion. Alright guys, so you can look at the sharpness on this one. And now what I'm getting ready to do is just chamfer the edges by using the push cut. Takes some time, but this is the fun part about learning. Again, I could have purchased some items to do this, but bushcrafting, I prefer to make it on my own. Using the tip of the knife, just going all the way around. So I'm going to finish this one up, and I'm going to finish this one up, and then I have 2 more to make. There's a reason that I need 4. I'm sure 2 would work, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to make 2 extra ones. All right, guys, I'll be back with you on number 3. So guys, I'm almost complete with the 3rd wedge, but this is the progress so far. You can see this has the point has to be at a greater angle, but I'm going to finish up the axe portion, or the hatchet portion. Just by making chops in here and removing the wood. As you can see, the same thing on this side. Now just remove the wood. Now, the remainder of this is going to be completed with a knife. Then I'm just going to smooth this out. Keeping the knife blade in front of me. So I'm going to complete both sides of this, come back, but before I go, I'm going to speak to you about chamfering. And here is a part of a knife. Let me just show you. The point again is for precision work, just by using a push cut. It can be used for penetration, but more so, this is a straight back knife, and the point is more so for precision work. Piercing and precision. For serious penetration though, you're looking at something called a tanto blade. But this is a straight back. The blade drops slightly because it is below the guard. So this can be considered a drop point. It is a drop point. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and chamfer the end of this and get a nice angle on this. And we'll be back to look at 3 of them so far. Hey guys, I have completed the 4th one. It's a much softer wood, much easier. But as you can see, it's much easier. But also, when chamfering, of course, this is a great method here. But also, actually putting it against your chest, putting your shoulder blades together, works well also. Keeping the blade always away from you, of course. So I'm putting it together and pulling, tightening the shoulder blades. All right, guys, I think that about does it. Again, this last one is much smaller, somewhat softer, but these wedges are going to be used to split a log about this size, which I'm going to be making a torch fire, and I'm going to have to split the log into 4 pieces. As a quick demonstration, this would just be inserted and pounded down, but let me make sure you can see that. This would be inserted, pounded down. As it splits, I will add another wedge. As that one split, I'll use another wedge until one becomes loose, and then I'll start to leapfrog them. So guys, that is my task for today. I do have, so all in all, I have 4 wedges for an outing. That is going to be the main function of that outing is going to be a torch fire. I have made them before, but with a log this size, it's going to require more. So guys, again, practicing, let me just get you in focus. So again guys, so learning and practicing the skills of bushcrafting, prepping, and survival. That is what my channel is all about. This is part of prepping, which is learning. Now I am more than confident that when I go into the bush, and if I have to make make a wedge, I'm very confident that I can do it much more efficient. Again, this was the very first time that I have made wedges. Sure, you can buy them, but the fun is making the tools that you need as much as you can. Of course, I'm not going to make a hatchet or an axe or a knife. Maybe at some point I will, but these are the tools that I use today. An S-wing sportsman hatchet, a Camillus straight back drop point knife, and a Baco Laplander saw. And of course, gloves. All right, guys, so I just wanted to bring that, show you that. I hope you learned something. I definitely did. I definitely found out that it works your forearm. So that's a good thing, but I'm just looking at all the chips of wood. Hey, they're still good. They will work well in my twig stove. All right, guys, I will see you in the bush. Hey, stay safe. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter, signing out.